It's the Worlds Collide podcast. It's your favorite
longest white friend,
Jodi Bieber/Lambert is in the house.
Thanks for having me back.
Babe, I'm glad you're back. You know, we got some good feedback, and they like ya.
Hey, at least they didn't roast me or, you know, the strongest feedback would have come from my child and my sister.
What'd they think?
And they were actually complimentary.
Oh, that's so sweet. Does that mean we have 2 more fans?
Well, no, Jackson was a fan.
Okay. Thank you.
And he liked the fact that I mentioned him on the pod too.
Oh, people like shout outs.
Yeah.
People like shout outs. Speaking of, let's shout out Angie.
Yeah, still on baby watch.
Still on baby watch. She had her midwife appointment today. So the midwife, because she's having a home birth, the midwife and the doula come to her house and check in on her, and they measure her and all this other kind of stuff. So baby is cooked. What they have decided is 40 centimeters, 40 weeks. I don't know what they're measuring, but something says that the baby is ready. So baby can come in anytime.
We know that Angie is ready.
Angie's been ready.
Yeah.
Angie's been ready.
She can come in anytime.
I
can come in anytime. I can go at any time.
Anytime. Is that from Gilbert Grape?
Gilbert Grape.
Thank you. I think that's really good. So yeah, Angie can come at any time. We had a killer weekend with Angie. We went to a nice brunch. She was looking radiant. I also had a birthday dinner with her and Billy. It was Billy's birthday. Took him out. So
happy birthday, Billy.
Happy birthday, Billy. Cash grasser ass Billy.
Yes.
If anybody's wondering. 69 and fine.
69 and fine.
Yeah.
He looked radiant at yoga on
He did.
Sunday.
I know. Everybody's been really radiant at yoga.
He was freestyling at yoga.
Did you see him?
Yes.
Leg up,
he was
leg down.
Floating everywhere.
Yeah. I think when I first met him, he was on his head. So all of this makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Perfect sense. But yeah, it was a great weekend. Got to see my sis quite a bit. She's looking great. She's feeling great. I'm just waiting for this baby.
Yeah.
But I went out of town Friday.
Yes. Yeah. How was it? How was South Florida?
Shit show. Joe, I don't know what to say. I've been thinking, how am I going to recall this story to tell you without blowing up anybody's spot?
Oh, no.
Okay,
First, you got to hang out with Liu Pearlman, which is always a blessing.
Thank you. You realize this. Liu Pearlman is a blessing. Worlds Collide's very own Liu Pearlman invited me as her guest down to the South Beach Food and Wine Festival, which we've done. We went maybe 12, 13, 14 years ago as a group of girls. It was a shit show then too, and we promised to never come back. Miami is not a favorite.
Yeah.
As a Floridian, do you like Miami?
I don't. I used to travel down there sometimes for work. And first of all, it's very hard because I don't speak Spanish and I wish I did. So when I go down there, it's very hard to do business if you aren't
a lot of Cubans.
Bilingual. But I'm just partial to the Gulf of America coast.
Oh, you are a Gulf of America coast girl, aren't you?
And just the beaches here. Listen, it's prettier. It's cleaner. The beaches are just...
You're right.
Are great. I've had fun in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. It's great to go visit, but it's not for me.
It's every time it's more and more developed. It's more and more wild and crazy. Liu Pearlman invites me for a very exclusive. I'm her guest. She paid $400 a ticket for this very exclusive dinner that we did. Yeah, and it was a pretty intimate dinner. I'd say it was probably about 80 people. I'm trying not to give too many details, not to say that what happened or that these two people are ever going to watch this podcast, because Lord knows when they found out what I did for a living, nobody was interested in me whatsoever.
Wait, what did you say you do for a living?
I know which job did I pick. I told them I was a yoga teacher, right?
I figured you were a podcaster too, huh?
Could you imagine? Liu Pearlman pays me to podcast.
Hey, I think it's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for thinking that. Yeah. So I drive down and I'm like, this is going to be exciting. We, Liu Pearlman and I go to the office, have a nice lunch with her staff and team. They're great. We go back to her house. She opens up the finest champagne and caviar with Ruffles potato chips. And we ate caviar on Ruffles potato chips. Yeah. High-low, baby. Scrunchy. Okay. High-low. So we're doing this. We're like getting ready, trying to look all cute and stuff. And we're like, this is exciting. We're going to take the train. We're going to take the train down. From where it's, I can't give too many details, but we're taking a lovely train.
Gotcha.
Instead of having to drive directly into Miami. And she invites 2 other friends who are powerhouse women. One is an elected official and one is just a top business lady.
Got it.
So very, very, I was like, this is exciting. Here we go. Just 4 pretty ladies going out, having a good old time. We get on the train. They order a little bit. You can order alcohol on the train.
Okay.
It's a nice train, you know? So they get little bottles of Don Julio. And I'm like, here we go. We're snacking. Things are good. And things, I'm trying to figure out how these ladies know each other. A little bit, I feel like at this point, just as the conversation starts rolling, that I might be on an episode of The Real Housewives of South Florida. I'm thinking this.
Okay.
Is there such a thing as this?
I don't know, girl. You're the reality TV star.
Okay, thank you.
I'm the last person to ask about.
So I no longer watch Housewives anymore.
Okay.
Although I did binge a little bit on the Beverly Hills one when I was in LA.
But these would be the Real Housewives of Miami.
These would be the Real Housewives. So instantly they start arguing. Mind you, I'm like, these two ladies are friends. So instantly on the train, these two ladies start arguing. And one of the ladies says, the elected official says, she gets so mad at the other woman, I think because they're on opposite political parties.
Oh, okay.
So who cares? But whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon. Is it Macho Man Randy Savage? Is it Hulk Hogan? Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Is it The Rock? Is it Stone Cold Steve Austin? Who cares? It doesn't matter. So they're fighting. She goes, that's it. She's like, I'm getting off this train. I knew I shouldn't have come here. This is not da-da-da-da. I should have trusted my intuition. Da-da-da-da. Like literally has like a fit. Like she wants to get off the train or whatever else. So I'm like looking around. I'm like, this can't be possible. There's no way this woman is having this large of a reaction based off of somebody's political view, which I don't even know what they were talking about at this point.
And this is in front of you and Liu Pearlman as well.
Me and
the
Liu,
four of you.
Yeah, the four of us, right?
All right.
Right? And Liu Pearlman's kind of off in her own little world, as she always is, kind of just like whatevs. I don't know, probably thinking about ways to make billions of dollars. That seems on brand for her. Right. And I'm just kind of taking it all in. So this is when they asked me, what do you do? One of the ladies got mad that I didn't know about the Israeli hostage situation over there. She asked me, you don't know what's going on? And I was like, she's like, about the hostages. And I was like, which ones? Like, what side are we talking about here? Palestine or Israel? Like, it's been a shit show there for how many years or whatever else it is. I'm not picking sides.
Yeah. I can't stand the people that make you
pick a side.
Thank you.
Gotta
stand for something.
Yeah, but her people were obviously from there. So she wanted to make sure that I knew. What I wanted to turn back around and tell her is, do you know what's going on in Albania right now? No, I didn't think so. Because if it doesn't happen to your people, it turns out you don't give a shit about the political agenda.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So these two women start fighting. Already then, the one who threatens that she's going to leave, that she's not going to make it to the dinner, that she's done. She's done with. Then the other lady starts, she's just on the phone the whole time. When she found out, like I said, what it is that I do for a living, she could not be bothered to have a conversation with any of us. So she's busy. She's on the phone. She's texting people. She's whatever else. They're already making plans where we're going to go after dinner. Because the dinner, they said that the food is not usually good here. Surprising because it's a James Beard or Michelin star or something or other. But they're like, the food's not usually good, so we need to have a plan B.
Okay.
For after. So she's making reservations. She's on the phone. She's calling this other restaurant that takes no reservations and throws her title out to make sure that they get us reservations to this after party. So I'm like, this is the night that we're kind of in for, okay? We get to the place and the shit talking commences. Slowly the people start coming in. It's a unusually chilly night in Miami. People are kind of rolling into the dinner here. And the business lady just one by one starts picking people off on their outfits, just talking shit about every single person. That girl's ugly. That dress is ugly. It was so interesting. I was like, what is even happening? And then when I heard her do it to about 5 different people, I turned to her and I was like, what do you think of my outfit? Here's the deal. That's
a great question.
Thank you. I looked stunning. Not to toot my own horn, but Liu Pearlman dressed me in one of her dresses. I looked stunning. So I wasn't too worried about what I looked like, but I was just curious what she thought. She just kind of brushed me off. Again, it doesn't matter what I do. You know what I'm saying? I am the least important person in this room. Who is important in this room, you say? Elected officials. So what they started doing was they would find out that there was some elected official from Oklahoma. A lot of elected officials come into town, especially because it's South Beach Food and Wine. You can go to one of these dinners. You want to hobnob. There's like lobbyists. There's all these different government people. So everybody's trying to like talk to each other. So one by one, as they start to find out, oh, this person, she's calling them out. She's like, elected, like literally pointing at them, making everybody start to come over to the person. And then what they would do is they'd hold up their iPhone and just tap one iPhone to the other iPhone. Did you know you could do this?
Oh, to get their contact information?
You knew this?
I just learned it.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know you could. Magic. I was watching them do magic. So they're, hitting their phones, tapping their phones. Nobody's tapping my phone again. Nobody wants to tap my phone. Nobody even cares what's going on.
That's
here.
Great.
It was so nice to just progressively like watch the night sort of unfold. So there's drinks, it's food and wine, right? So there's wine pairings for every appetizer. They've got appetizers walking around. Everything's fancy. There's like squid ink balls and all these other, black garlic arepas and lovely little wines to drink. The ladies that we're with do not like the food. They have announced that they like none of the food and that they can't eat any of the food, but they want more wine. So they just keep flagging down all the workers there, all the servants, whatever. What do you call them? Waiters.
Yeah, servers.
Servants. Servers.
Well, I mean, in the way that they were acting, they were treating
them like servants. Right. And they all spoke a common language, which was Spanish. So they would holler over to them, get over here or whatever. Hey, we need more of this. Keep this wine coming. Okay. So these women are pounding it, right? And I'm sipping. You know me. I'm a 2-drink wonder. That's really all I can handle on a night. So I'm trying to kind of pace myself. Really, I'm more excited about what are we going to eat here. I'm starved and a little chilly, to be honest. So we sit down. There's 8 tables of, I think, 10 people. So we're table number 8, which happens to be, I think, the last table of the servants.
Okay, of the
servants coming to us.
And they knew this, the ladies?
So the ladies were not having it. At one point, business lady starts standing up and going, I have a meeting to get to. We need our food faster. Meanwhile, it's not a restaurant. It's like outside of like a museum. It's overlooking a bridge. It's a beautiful, like I said, crisp night. And it's just not the way you're supposed to handle something. She's standing up. She's demanding everybody comes and serves her, whatever else it is. I'm like kind of just melting in my chair, but also like, hey, nobody cares who I am. Not a single person. Not the lobbyist from CVS Health. Not the politician that came from Oklahoma. Not the other people that came from Tallahassee. All these people are like chit-chatting and talking and whatever else. So these ladies are angry. They don't like what anybody's wearing. They don't like any of the food. They're like, we need to get out of here. We need to cut out early because this food is not for us. The chef at one point comes out to talk to us. The chef is like from Chicago, introduces himself. How did you like the food? Whatever. These ladies weren't having it. We get into an Uber, we go all the way down then to this after restaurant party, which again is like a hot spot, hard to get reservations, but she happened to get us on some sort of list. Okay. So we get to the place and it's your run-of-the-mill restaurant being run by mostly they, thems. So the people at the very front or whatever, unambiguously, whatever they are, you can't tell, but cool kids, right? Nose rings usually, they're pierced in different places, some cool tattoos.
Okay.
You know the drill.
Yeah.
You know the drill.
Yeah.
They can't.
Hipsters.
Hipsters.
Cool.
Oh, hipsters. That's what they're called. So they can't get us inside. They can only seat us outside.
Oh, shit.
At this point, the elected official that we're with has an absolute meltdown. I don't know if it was the alcohol. I don't know if it's a combination of alcohol mixed with pharmaceuticals at this point. Because you know how sometimes, we've talked about this before, that people should have to wear on a tag the pharmaceuticals that they're taking?
Yes.
Because it helps you kind of understand.
Right. Yeah. Like, you're trying to understand if they are full on.
What kind of fire are you coming at me with?
Yes, exactly.
Are you hitting me with an SSRI? Then maybe your mood's just kind of chill, right? Are you hitting me with an Adderall? You're jacked. Everything's important. Talk now. We're ready to go, right? Yes. So I don't know what these ladies were on, but it was clearly something because the amount of alcohol they had did not warrant what happened next. The sweet they, them at the front then tells us, we don't have any room inside, but we're going to seat you outside. Mind you, it's a chilly night.
Yeah.
The ladies didn't want to sit outside. At this point, the elected official stomps her feet and literally starts screaming, I'm worth $10 million, she said. I could buy this place. You cannot do this to me. She's like, I've eaten in Paris. I've been to the best restaurants. How dare you not seat us inside? Just screaming. Again, $10 million, she just keeps saying. At which point, I turn to Liu Pearlman and she just autistically kind of says under her breath, you can't buy this building for $10 million. It's worth way more than that.
She doesn't miss a beat.
Never, dude. So in that civil engineer kind of knowing all the real estate in the area, she was like, you can't afford this. What are you talking about? This lady did not want to hear it. So they're trying to be nice to us. They come. I think the chef at this point of that restaurant comes outside because they realize whatever, these women are having an absolute meltdown. It's just the 4 of us.
Yeah.
They sit us outside, at which point said lady who's worth $10 million slams her purse on the table. Then she picks up every single thing on the table and slams them down one at a time. Literally picks up a plate, slams it. Jesus. Picks up a glass, slams it. Picks up everything, slams it. And cannot believe that she's being treated with such disrespect that they sat us outside.
So full on temper tantrum. Adult temper tantrum.
I've never seen this in my life. This felt like, do you know, like if a kid is like really addicted to the iPad and you try to take the iPad away and they have a full on meltdown?
Yeah.
This woman acted like this. Full meltdown. Maybe she'd never heard no.
Maybe.
It was very hard to understand.
Was she remotely embarrassed? Because like I'm embarrassed for her.
Not at all.
Oh,
not at all. No, I think she was sickened and angry at the lady sitting next to her, maybe even at us, and for sure the people who ran the restaurant establishment.
So the lady that she was originally fighting, what was her fighting with on the train?
Yes.
What was her reaction?
Her reaction was not
supporting it.
No, but not even. It seemed like no one seemed to care that this woman was again having an absolute breakdown. At which point, I had said this once on the train, and then I said it again. I was like, "Are there cameras on us?" I just kept turning and being like, "There's no way that somebody's really reacting like this with this like very large reaction. Yeah. There has to be a camera on us. This can't be real."
So she's never been told no. I think yes, that is it for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. At this
combined
point,
with the alcohol and
it was
whatever.
too much. At this point, I was like, they're talking about wanting to go to the after party, which is at Calle Ocho, which is 8th Street. If my limited Spanish tells me what it is.
It's a Pitbull song, right?
Calle Ocho, I think so. So Calle Ocho is like a place that has like old, I guess, clubs or restaurants or whatever, and it's like old Cuban, whatever it is. So they want to go to the after party to a club, and at this point, I'm like, I've had enough. I've hit my max with these people.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I want to get home because I like my good sleep. Sleep makes me feel good, right? So when I say this, the woman says to me, "What?" She's like, "What time do you sleep?" I was like, "Well, usually about 9:30.
Yeah.
I said, "But I wake up early." Then she goes to me, "Do you have children?" I said, "No." And she goes, "Well, that makes sense. What are you, some kind of queen or something?" And I was like, is that a diss?
I was gonna say,
or the greatest compliment ever?
Like, hell yeah, I'm a queen.
I was like, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So at that point I was like, we just got to call our own Uber. We called our own Uber. We went home. We called it a night. And at this point, then Liu Pearlman just starts melting when she realizes what has happened. And she's like, oh my gosh, she goes to me, if I'm the, you know how they say you're the equivalent of the 5 people you hang out with the most?
Okay.
Have you heard this?
No, but.
Yeah. So take the 5 people you hang out with the most, and people would say that you'll probably be the most like them. Or
oh, yeah.
It's just happenstance, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the 5 people you're with the most and you don't like them, trade them in.
Yeah.
Find someone new, right?
Yeah.
So she does a lot of business with these people, and she was like, wow. She's like, if I'm like the equivalent of like the 5 people that I hang out with, she's like, these 2 are it.
Wait, she hangs out with them on the regular? She's so much cooler than that.
She's so cool. I literally told Liu Pearlman, I was like, Liu, you are a light in this world. Do you understand? Liu Pearlman like explodes gold out of her heart.
Yeah.
That's how like cool and generous and funny and hip and like smart and successful. She's all these things. I was like, these ladies were vampiric. They want your light. They're trying to like succubus, like take the energy that is you and like be cool off of you. I'm like, they're not your people.
No.
You know who is?
Who?
Paulina Kalaj.
Yeah, for sure. God, how embarrassing.
Yo, that was the night. So yeah, I don't want to go back, not to Miami, probably not to the South Beach Food and Wine Festival, but I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I love Liu Pearlman.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Holy crap.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think you said it right. Nobody has ever told her no.
Yeah, but could
and
you
they throw
imagine?
those temper tantrums like it's just normal. That's not normal behavior.
It's not normal behavior. But if you don't have a lot of money in the bank, imagine just like demanding to somebody. You're like, I'm worth $72. Telling somebody like all the money that's in your bank account.
Yeah.
I don't know. $10 million seems like, I wanted to be like, is that before or after your divorce?
Yeah.
Is that your money? Whose money was that?
I was just going to say that. I'm like, whose money is that?
Whose money is that?
Are you part of the Doge audit? Is it going to really be 200,000 instead of 10 million?
Insane. The lieutenant governor of Florida was there.
Oh, wow.
At this dinner.
And she was throwing a temper tantrum in front of this person?
Yeah, in front of everybody. I think everybody just thinks it's cool. I don't know. Bizarre.
Yeah.
Bizarre. There is a Doge? There's a Florida Doge?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, it's a great time to live in Florida. Daddy DeSantis.
Daddy?
He is.
What's he doing?
You know, well, for one, he just announced he is rolling out his own Doge, and he's going to be auditing federal workers in the state of Florida.
No way.
Yeah.
Do we get a hot Indian like Kash Patel to pull apart our police? What's going to happen? It's pretty cute.
I know. I haven't read into it too much. I just saw, I think it just came through my feed yesterday.
This is exciting.
It's a great time to live in Florida. He also announced that he's going to try and eliminate
property taxes. I heard this and I'm very excited about it. When I bought my I didn't even realize it with my first. When I bought my second house in Florida, I realized that you pay property tax and how much it actually is, and that you never actually own the home. No. You forever pay taxes, forever and ever until the end of time.
Right. And a lot of Floridians, as well as with insurance and property taxes, we're all suffering now post hurricanes. I mean, on my second property too, it's just you get those letters in the mail like, oh, we underpaid your escrow, so now your payment's going up $200 a month.
Pass.
Yeah. No, and you can't do anything about it.
No, thank you.
You know, it's like, oh, well, you live a mile from the nearest water. So yeah, it's got to go up, even though they're not in an evacuation zone or whatever.
So true. You start to wonder. And I think we were talking about this with like post hurricanes and stuff in the neighborhood that I'm in. It's by the beach. Yeah. And the state tells you if it's time to bulldoze your home. So you don't get to make that decision. You don't get to say like, hey, I'm just going to rebuild. And they're like, no. If the hurricane damaged your house more than 50%, you got to bulldoze that thing and rebuild it.
And build it up on the second story.
That doesn't seem fair.
Right.
That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of houses, I think, that are grandfathered into it, but there's just too much. And all these people, that's what they're trying to navigate is all the rules. Each county is different. Each city is different. But everybody else in the city also has to pay
the
taxes and the higher insurance.
The wasteful dollars.
Yes. So you get taxed on your income and then you go to buy things with that income that's been taxed and you're taxed on those things that you want to buy. Right. And then, you pay off your house. You want to own a home. And you also have to pay taxes. You're not owning that because you have to rent the land from the government.
So the idea is that taxes should be used for things that we care about, right? Like schools, roads, other things. Yeah, but they're not necessarily.
Clearly going to elected officials and their temper tantrums obviously, at these $400 dinner.
Worth $10 million, okay? That's where the money goes. Do you know what's so interesting too, though, about this is, I try not to pick a side, Dems, Republicans, whatever it is. To me, they're all two sides of the same coin. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
It all just seems kind of like the same thing. But I guess the Dems are really upset about these government workers that have been let go.
Yeah, that and having to email 5 bullet points of work that they did the last week.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, so they kind of had to I guess their job?
Elon Musk, I don't know. These emails came from an HR email. Okay. And they had until, 48 hours to send an email of 5 bullet points.
What happened?
The people are melting down because they don't know what they did for work the last week.
Interesting.
And they don't think they should have to email it in. But the thing is this happens across the entire workforce. Yeah. Everybody has to give some sort of progress report, right? You got to give reviews, self-reviews constantly. So again, I guess people being government workers feel they're exempt from accountability. From having to do work. I don't know.
You know my opinion. I've told you before. Anytime I have to go into a government building, I am just like, get me out of here.
Same.
It's the worst. Having to fill out paperwork or apply for permission for things it just grinds my gears having to do this.
Yeah, I know somebody that just had to go and fill out government paperwork and they mysteriously lost more than half of the paperwork. And they're like, oops, sorry, we lost it.
Just redo it.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, you got to go pay to get it notarized again. And yep, you're going to have to resubmit it.
You're kidding.
Yeah. But, you have a court date and you still have to make it to that court date. And these papers better be scanned in by this court date.
I can't.
Who's accountable for that? They lost the paperwork.
So what's funny, and this is all meme stuff. You see a meme that says this, where you're like, these people are so upset that they're firing government workers, but these are the same people that 4 years ago when they threatened to fire people who didn't take the shot, they fired how many people who didn't take an experimental shot?
Yeah.
Right? But that was okay that we fired all those people?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, right. Doesn't make sense. And then, they threatened it at, the job that I was at as well. But also post-COVID, every company has had to make cutbacks, right?
Yeah.
They've had to make layoffs.
Sure.
But the federal government is exempt from layoffs,
I know.
consolidations, cutbacks.
Take them.
Right.
Take them all, Joe.
I know.
I'm literally take all their jobs away. I don't care.
Yeah.
When people are like, what would you do? What would happen? I don't know. Just live a more natural life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. But again, I've worked in roles, where you've had to lay people off. You've had to let people go, where they've had to eliminate people. But that's just quote unquote normal in other corporate companies. It's bizarre. It's crazy that they think they are just exempt from all of this, that they get no accountability. I can tell you 5 things that I did in the first 2 hours of the day.
Could you really? Look at you, Miss Productive.
I know. So I'm like, these people that are, again, having temper tantrums over accountability or not being told, you can just do whatever you want. That's where I have an issue as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But don't let me get into this shit. Don't let me get into politics.
I know.
Let's talk about, I did my homework.
You did? What'd you watch?
I started watching the Candace Owens. Yeah.
Thank you. Good. Because if you're going to be the co-host, filling in this week for Angie is usually the facts person.
Yeah.
I'm just the ideas person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm never getting the facts right.
Yeah.
I need somebody to get the facts and spit me the facts.
I'm not the facts person either.
What?
That's why you and I, listen, that's why...
Somebody needs to be the facts person on this team.
That's
please.
why we
bounce.
We do.
Bounce.
We do get along. We compliment each other with...
I know a little, you know a little, put us together. Maybe we're one whole person.
We're on the same algorithm. So we do spit memes back and forth. But this whole... Macron.
Okay, so last week we talked about this. Macron is the president of France.
Yeah, Emmanuel Macron.
And there's been some, which honestly, if none of this is true, it's just not nice.
Yeah.
Maybe he just married an ugly lady and that's just not nice.
Candace Owens has done a really good job of her investigating. She also gives a lot of credit to other independent journalists who started this to begin with.
Okay.
And
real quick, I've heard, I didn't know this, that people just write it off completely because it's Candace Owens. There's some people who just don't like her.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest...
I didn't know this.
The biggest thing, they say that obviously that she is a crazy right-wing...
Oh, she is.
Republican, and she is. But I think she, at one point, she was a liberal journalist and then...
Swung the other way.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then she said that she got fired from her job at a right-wing media company last year because she was pursuing this story.
Oh, specifically this one?
This one, this story.
What's she going so hard about Macron for? Do you know that they say that Michelle Obama, they call her Big Mike?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is this? Is this just like a mean way to like throw people under the bus and be like, you're a dude?
Yeah, it's kind of feeling the same way with this one, but this one seems to be a little bit more...
There's some facts?
Deeply rooted in...
Hit me with some facts.
Hit
me with some facts.
It's not the facts. I'm only, I think, in episode 4, and I think there's 6 or 7 total.
Okay, you could give me a few.
Yeah, well, so basically, his wife, she was 39, and he was 14 years old when she was his theater teacher.
I'm sorry,
and she
say what?
claimed, that she fell in love with him. And then she argues the fact, oh no, he was 15. He wasn't 14. Like, that makes a big difference. He's still a child. And she said that she fell in love with him. So, that's one thing.
He's a good looking dude.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
He is.
A good looking 15-year-old?
Not then, because they showed pictures of him. They showed pictures of her. They said they painted her as some like pinup model when she came in to be a teacher, but she wasn't. No,
okay.
No. They are very vague on their parents, including the French president's parents and his family. He doesn't speak of his parents. He only speaks of a grandmother.
Okay.
They are very quiet about her upbringing. They kind of just start her story of when she was a teacher, right? They don't really talk about before she was 39 years old. Yeah. You know, they talked about that she had 3 kids, and they talked about this mysterious husband of hers that she was married to for 30 years or something like that, but no pictures, no evidence of their
Is this though when they're saying no pictures and stuff? Remember when like Trump for a while was like, Obama, show us your birth records, and like he couldn't like produce birth records, and then they were like, this guy is not from Is this sort of the same thing?
Kind of. I think what happens is when somebody starts looking into it, then the French government hits them with these defamation suits. So never actually, stopping or commenting on what they are looking into, i.e. her being a man.
Okay.
They just hit them with other defamation suits. And that's what Candace was bringing up, is they never actually get to the point of, okay, yeah, is she a man or not? They go after everything else, all the other facts. Or
this
whatever.
Is the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
The is she a man or not? They're going to tell us in episode 6. No?
Yeah, so supposedly where I'm at right now, spoiler, she had a brother growing up, and they're claiming that she was actually the brother, that she's the boy. So they show this family photo and they say, oh, the little baby in the photo is Brigitte. But then they show, a young, maybe like 8-year-old boy in the picture. And they're claiming that he is actually Brigitte. And I'm speculating. I don't know yet because I'm not there. But it almost seems like maybe this boy grew up to be the father of the president of France. I don't know yet, but his mother was a pediatrician. She did gender surgeries for people, and she also worked for the Social Security Administration equivalent.
Gender reassignment, where they changed the gender?
Yep, gender reassignment. Yes.
A pediatrician that did... Wow.
Right.
That's a long time ago.
That's the mother of the French
I thought they were
president.
Truth be told, I thought they were just doing this after Bruce. I didn't know that they've been doing gender
supposedly
reassignment
since
for a
the
while.
70s, according to this. Yeah. So I don't know. Somehow it's twisted with the president's mother, the supposed wife. Yeah, I haven't gotten to all of it. Candace makes it so salacious. She's like, wait till I uncover the next episode.
So they know what they're doing. Yes. They're giving you little
So she's piggybacking
crumbs.
off of a journalist that spent many years investigating and, just uncovering everything, peeling all the layers back. But he got sued. And I think essentially he had to stop because he was sued by the French government.
So at the very base, we're saying that Macron's wife is a man?
Yes. Yeah. That's what Candace is all she's asking. She's like, can you just confirm whether you are a man or not? Also, can you confirm whether you are the brother or not? Not
to like, just be counter, but like to take the other side of this. It does seem very mean if the person is not.
So that's
even if the person is, that you're trying to call them out so much, but it's like,
but that's the only thing. She's like, just answer it.
Just
like,
be honest.
They send her all these legal like letters and stuff like that. And she's like, that's fine. If you want to say all of this, you're skirting around the question. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is
just say,
were you a man?
Were you born a guy?
Were you born? Yes. A man.
And then again, though, is that like call out culture? Are you like not allowed to say that? Maybe that's like taboo now. You can't say to somebody.
And yeah, she says that
like,
too.
Isn't it like rude to say to Bruce Jenner, like, or maybe Caitlyn Jenner, that isn't it rude to call him Bruce or we just need to backtrack out of this. I'm doing nothing good. I'm totally.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, and that's the other thing that she says. So they hit everybody with these defamation suits.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, you decide to change your name from Paulina to Jimmy.
Yeah.
And people all of a sudden, they want to hit you with these suits because you are not calling them Jimmy by their changed name.
Prince did this. Remember when Prince changed his name to a symbol?
Yeah.
It was to get out of contract disputes.
I never understood.
And I'm pretty sure that's why Diddy did it a few times too.
Yeah.
Remember when he kept like doing these announcements of his new name and stuff? I think they do it to like get out of contracts.
Yeah. Yeah. With her in this case, I think it's because she was hiding a different life.
A whole different life.
Yes. And like, again, I think you touched on it before, like they groomed the president because he was a nobody, right?
And they pluck him.
Yeah. The late like 2000s.
Yeah. Kind of like the Ukraine guy, the actor, right? They pluck him.
Yeah.
I think so was Ronald Reagan, right? An actor. They just kind of pluck them.
Yeah.
They pluck these people and then they're like, here's your guy.
Yeah.
Is that how we got Trump?
I don't know.
The Apprentice?
I don't know, but
they're like, this is the guy.
This is so again, I didn't look into it too much, but then I just saw that the French President Macron and his wife actually just visited the U.S. I think they met with Trump yesterday. And again, I don't click on these stories. I just see them sometimes. It's clickbait. And
what's the feedback? Do
I don't know. I guess
US
it seemed like it was not a good meeting.
Not a good meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to get through this documentary and then I wanted to see, what's visit actually entailed.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to find out. Honestly, because if it's not, then it's just mean.
Yeah.
Then it's just really mean, do you know?
It's, again, it always
that they're
goes
just
back.
like, this is an ugly lady that just got plastic surgery to look pretty or something.
Right.
That's also very mean.
But I've always felt this way about people that are in the spotlight, whether it's Hollywood or I guess politicians or any of these people. Like, they're put up on this pedestal, right? This imaginary pedestal, but why are they any different? Why do we have to treat them any different?
Yeah,
and
that's
especially
true.
This is somebody that's an elected official.
Sure.
The people deserve to know, if there is pedophilia, any of this stuff going on that they are claiming.
That's what they're claiming.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It's more
he's deeply rooted with these, different artists, different designers like Louis Vuitton. I mean, it goes deep. Oh yeah, it goes deep out there. But
did they mention what's her name? Marina Abramovich. They always mention that artist. They always say she's like a devil worshiper. They do like sacrificing and it's too much. Honestly,
it is. I know.
My soft pea brain can't handle it. Do you know?
And it's just the episodes are a little bit too long for me, and because I get anxious. I'm like, all right, just get to the point. Just tell me what happened. Who is
this? Reminds me a little bit of. Do you remember when we were watching that Natalia Grace, the thing about the midget or the short girl?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm still confused. I'm like, is she or wasn't she? Was she underage? Was she overage? Who knows?
I still don't know. Yeah, I feel like we just still have a lot of like unanswered questions. Just tell me. Just tell me. Yes or no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we sit in the unanswered questions? That's the enigma, right? Can we just be okay with the unknown?
Yeah.
Can we
form your own opinion?
Form your own opinion.
Do your own research, I guess, at that point.
You could.
Yeah.
You could. This was great. I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, but then it's like I get sidetracked because she's like, all right, I've got a new investigative report now that I'm done with the Macron. I'm like, wait, I'm still 2 episodes behind. She's got a new one, I guess, coming out about Harvey Weinstein in Hollywood.
Weinstein.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, rotten hell, all of them. I don't care about any of them.
Oh my goodness.
That's how I feel. Again, we put these celebrities on a pedestal. I'm like, I could give a shit about them.
I totally agree. Do you know I give a shit about you?
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Thank you.
This was fun.
We are overdue on a bike ride. I feel like if we had a bike ride this week, we would have
I know
so much good content.
We could let it all out. I could have saved the story for the bike ride, told you, and then ripped even harder and told you everybody's names.
No, I
and
know.
what they really do.
I loved it. It was great.
Okay, good. I'm glad you liked it. This was fun. I love you.
Fun.
What do you say? What do we tell them?
Oh yeah. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, shout out your girl world Kalaj, Paulina, and Angie. Tell everybody in your family to like and subscribe.
Jodi, look at, she's taking it one step further. This is the best.
This is what besties do. Come on, I'm going to be a full-on content creator. You have me on. I am going to promote you on social media.
Babe, I love you.
All of it.
Thanks for being here. This was fun.
Thanks for having me, man. This is great. I appreciate the feedback. Hopefully to my sister out in Switzerland. We got a new viewer out in Switzerland. Hopefully I made her proud.
I hope so too. We knock mics.
Yes.
I love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
God bless you.
See ya.